So the crypto market is down today and I am selling everything. Oh wait, no, not actually at all. I only sell when it's popping. So, though I'm not selling hardly anything, I did sell off one of my VV comics today for a ripe old price of about $4,300 because VV is popping. And most of you know that because you're subscribers to my channel and you've been following me in VV, and we were buying VV when it was boring, which goes along with what I say. We buy when it's boring and we sell when it's hot. So, selling something when it's hot. Now, I know the general market is down, and we're definitely going to talk about that. Though the general market is down, if you have a diversified portfolio, often something in your portfolio will be popping. So one of the things we've been talking about is VV Collectibles. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's an app you can download on your phone to get some of the best NFTs and the best NFT licenses out there in crypto at all. And there's been some big news. Check out my previous videos on VV and Akomi. I go through it in depth. Now, is it a good time to be buying this? Not like it was, because it's been popping. So we've seen some massive appreciation. That thing I just sold for like $4,400. I think when it was said after transaction fees, I walked away with close to $4,100. Yeah, that was pick-upable about a month ago for about $700. So it's seen some really big gains. Some things have seen even bigger gains. Like some of the Batmans that we were picking up have seen 20x returns. But that's since 3 or 4 months ago. So we'll talk more about VV. But let's look at the bigger market today. Let me share my screen with you. And we're looking at Bitcoin. Now, we're emotional creatures as human beings, and when things are down, guess what happens? We feel down, and we're like, crap, darn. So though we try to step back and look at things non-emotionally, just realize we are humans. It's not completely possible to do. So we do the best that we can with that. So here we have this wedge shape forming here, and the truth is we could come all the way down to 34,000 or 33,000 and still be in this pattern without breaking down from it. Now if you look way back, the pattern that we're going through right now isn't too different from what happened in 2013, and they had this really big boom. Then they even had this big pullback all the way through July, but then they came up and look at this strong wick down that freaked everybody out, and that happened right around October. So though it doesn't mirror exactly, look what happened right after that big wick that freaked everybody out. That's when the parabolic move happened. Now I've done some videos before and I've talked about lengthening cycles, and my thought is these cycles are lengthening. What does that mean? It means the time between the Bitcoin halving to the peak of the market is lengthening. So though in 2013 the market peaked in early December, late November, and then in 2017 the market peaked in December and even a little bit early January for the altcoins, there's some reason to believe that it's probably not going to peak until later this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue in this pattern trading sideways until all of a sudden we break out. It might even be sometime in January or February. Or we could even break down from here, scare the crap out of some people, flush them of their Bitcoin as they dump because they panic sell, and then it might be time for off to the races. Now, this isn't financial advice, so I wouldn't take it as that at all because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I am is a crypto investor myself. And how do I know these things? The truth is I don't. I make calculations based on probabilities. Now, when I was brand new at crypto, I wasn't very good, even though I had 20 years experience investing, and I thought that I was really good at investing. And the truth is, when I came into crypto, I thought the same rules didn't apply, and I made less than amazing decisions, and I left a lot of money on the table, and, well, I guess I learned some very valuable lessons, and that's what I share with you on my channel. Now, most of the people who have YouTube channels, some are really entertaining, some are actually really, really smart, like Benjamin Cowan, who is essentially a scientist and has a scientist mind. I have an investor mind. If you're here for making money, probably worth it your time to subscribe, because I analyze things from an economic standpoint, and economics and the psychology of people behavior, that's what I'm great at, and that's what makes me great at investing. And I use those to understand when to time things. Now, overall, like experienced investors call my point of view a contrarian point of view, that I'm a contrarian trader or investor. And that is very much the truth. It's as simple as this. My mentor in real estate investment, he was worth a couple $100 million, and he said, all I do is I find out what 95% of people are doing, and I do the opposite. So I know that's a little bit oversimplified, but that has worked out extremely well. And since, I can't say since 4 years ago, because 4 years ago, I had my portfolio, I put about 15,000 in, had to go to 165,000, only to have it come down to about 3,000 in the 2017 bull run, because number one, I didn't take profits. Number two, it could have gone higher if I understood how to analyze better projects versus mediocre projects, which I didn't because I was new. And then, so since then, I've learned a lot. So since 2018, my portfolio has gone from thousands to millions. And so I'm sharing these principles with you, but don't take this as financial advice. I'm just taking calculated guesses, and they are guesses, and I'm not even always right. I'm just very often right. So my guess is it's going to play out, and it's going to come down and trade some sideways here. Now, it could even break down from here, scare some people out. And even if it broke down, it could go down to right at this level, right around just above or below 20,000, and then go off to the races. And my guess is we have a very strong parabolic move coming. So as these little daily things come out and people get scared, I am not getting scared, because the chances of that happening still are really good. I would say 80% in my opinion. So 20% chance it doesn't happen and this is a big fake out and it dumps from here. I'm playing those odds. What you do is up to you. Some other things going on. Well, overall, the CoinGecko is telling us that in the last 7 days, most things are down. Interestingly enough, Cardano's retraced to about $2. Now, I know I was at the Cardano Summit. Some of you caught my videos from there. It was fantastic. There's some big announcements, but they're longer-term announcements, as well as there was just a big price increase and pump because of the Alonzo hard fork. So it needs cooling time. It needs to gather momentum and pop up, especially since its market cap is so high. I mean, its market cap is $66 billion. I mean, its market cap is it's almost 1/10 the size of Bitcoin's market cap, or it's essentially 1/12. Maybe that's close to 1/13 the size. But do you realize how close that is and what a big deal that is? So it doesn't move really fast like it did when the token's price was very small and the market cap was very small. So where can it go from here? I still believe Cardano has a lot of room to grow from here, but a lot of my focus is on smaller tokens that are riskier, because if I'm right on the parabolic run, the smaller tokens are going to run even harder than most everything else. But they are riskier, as well as if you don't time the pricing right, then you're going to get wrecked. Does that make sense? So I'll talk about VV in just a second. Let me give you an update on the Ether Cards CryptoPunk giveaway. Now, Ether Cards is our sponsor, one of our sponsors for the month. We very much appreciate them sponsoring the channel, because it helps me hire additional staff to bring it to you. Now, I hate cashing out my investments to hire staff, so I very much appreciate our sponsors that help me have a good team that can bring you better stuff overall. So this, I'll put this link in the channel below. It is fascinating. They are giving away a total of 30 CryptoPunk NFTs, and they lay out the rules. Essentially, Ether Cards has some technology that allows you to upgrade your NFTs. And LaMelo Ball and his organization, or somebody with the license for LaMelo Ball, made these really cool NFTs that, as he hit certain milestones and assists and steals and three-pointers or whatever, the NFTs actually upgrade. And they looked very basic. And here it looks like this one's already started to upgrade, because that is not what it used to look like before. And I did buy one of the silver ones like 3 months ago. A friend of mine called me and said, hey, you got to check these out. And I was like, that is cool. They upgrade. I'm buying some. They also did a deal with Mike Tyson, and this is a set they released some packs earlier that's really cool what they did. But essentially, they have some cards. You can read all the stuff on this. These cards that they have the OG level cards, the alpha level cards, and the founder level cards. Their founder level cards drop, or are going to drop, 1K dust tokens each. The alpha ones are going to drop 10K dust tokens, and the OG ones are going to drop 10 or 100K dust tokens. And they have 27 CryptoPunks that they're giving away. Essentially, you have to cash in 1 million dust to get a CryptoPunk. And they actually have a link on this, which CryptoPunks they have. So this is the account that they moved the CryptoPunks into so that you can see which ones they have. And you can get that right on this link that I will have below. We very much appreciate their sponsorship. We've scrutinized our sponsors extremely, and we've said no to everybody but about 3 projects. Only the top tier projects do we have any interest. Even though the money's great because I want to bring on some really good staff, I want to continue increasing the quality of what I bring to you. Yeah, I'm also really, really cautious because my credibility is everything, and I only bring you stuff that I feel like can do well. So I do have some of their ether cards myself. I have an alpha, and I bought a bunch of their regular ones. Where are they? Their founder cards. I don't have any OG ones. I didn't want to spend the ones that are reselling go for like 20 ETH plus on their OG card, so I did not want to spend that, even though they do have an amazing Boba Fett one. Incredible. I would spend 20 ETH on that one. I probably would spend 20 ETH on that one, maybe more. All right, so on to other things. You have heard me talk about LitCraft, and this is a project that I'm an advisor to. They're getting really close to launch, and their website is up, litcraft.io. There is a good chance that our community will get access to the sale of the lit pets early. And here you can get some details to see if it's of interest to you. Now, as an investor myself, I'm very interested in what they're doing. I played their beta version, and you can actually apply in their beta sign up to see if you can beta test it for them too if you're interested in that, have some gaming experience. The game development is farther along, in my opinion, than Axie Infinity. There's way more things that you can do. There's way more specialization. And so I'm really excited with what it is. It's the best play-to-earn game that I've seen that's playable by far. Nothing even close. Now, it's not along the lines of Star Atlas and, what's the other one? Illuvium, that will be like possibly AAA level games, but they won't be out for 3 or 4 years. This game has been in development for several years. It's run on their own blockchain. Kind of think of their blockchain as a layer 2 solution. But their own blockchain can do 8 million transactions per second. So it can handle all the transactions of this. It's really cool. Try out the beta if you want to apply. You can go here and find out more details on the sale that's coming soon. They tell you about the Lit Pet sale. They tell you why these Genesis Lit Pets are a really big deal. And kind of what they're used for. Essentially, your lit pets can be used to make your business more efficient. They can also be used for battling, depending on which lit pet you get and what skills it has. Now, they'll have silver, gold, and diamond epic lit pets, which will have at least one mastery level characteristic, i.e. a value of 100, the maximum, and will respectively have additional mastery level characteristics with each tier increase. Mastery level characteristics also give a non-linear bonus. Anyway, really cool. They give some good details on this. There will only be a total of 7,000 epic Genesis lit pets. 5,000 essentially that they'll be selling, 500 for rewards, and 1,500 will be set aside. And they'll start at these prices here. Cool. What else is going on in crypto? Well, VV has been pumping, so let's talk about it. Now, if you don't know what VV is, essentially on your app, you go and you get this app here. And I'm going to pull it up. And so this is the app, VV. And let me just make this full screen so you get a better feel. And I know, my camera wants to zoom in on my face. So you see some of the comics here. They also have amazing 3D collectibles, and you've heard Alex Becker now talk about him, and you've heard Elio Trades. And they did come very late to the party because we've been in this party for a long time because it was obvious that this was going to do well down the road by studying the fundamentals. And that's what I do. I look at fundamentals of things that will do well. And it was, Ikomi, who created the VV app and runs this, and they have a token called the Omi token that will also probably do really well, and I've been buying for a long time. So VV, through their app VV, they've been landing the biggest licenses. They've got Marvel, they've got Superman, they've got Batman, so many of the DC comic licenses. They have Ghostbusters, they have Back to the Future. So they are getting the biggest licenses in the industry. So of course it was going to do well. But why is it not doing well till now? One of the challenges is all the items that you bought on the app were trapped on the app, meaning you couldn't send them to where people are Ethereum rich. What do I mean by that? In order to buy stuff on the app, you have to send it in essentially through your credit card or your bank account to fund your account on the app and buy gems. And these gems are then used to either buy these things as they're dropped on releases or to buy them from the resale market. In gems is the currency that's used. But if you want to sell, you're then selling in gems. Well, where is all the money in crypto right now? It's on Ethereum like OpenSea, exchanges like OpenSea. So one of the big deals is they are soon going to be moving their blockchain to Immutable X, which is a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. So essentially you'll be able to then sell these things on OpenSea. So why that's a big deal is like the Spider-Man #1 comic book, at least the digital version with the license for it, was selling. The secret rare version of it was selling for about $1,000. Well, it's now selling for about $15,000 because it was selling for $1,000 because a lot of people who are making tons in NFTs weren't really aware of it, weren't paying attention. Even if they were, they would have to send their Ethereum to their bank and then from their bank into the app. But pretty soon, you'll be able to take these, and how many secret rare Spider-Mans are there? It might only be like 500 to 800 of them. And then they'll be sellable on OpenSea, and that will be a big deal. Now, they're still trying to work out some logistics because Marvel charges an extra % fee every time things are sold. I think it's 5%, and VV themselves only take 3%. So on the Marvel ones, there's a total 8% transaction fee. I think they're just trying to make sure that Marvel can keep that 5% even on OpenSea transactions. So it's slowing down the Marvel ones going over to OpenSea. But a lot of the other ones might hit sooner. So that's the big news on VV. As people start to realize how close that is, then everything's pumping. Is it a good time to buy now? It's a good time to buy now what's cheap, what's dumping, right? Like I say in my rap that comes at the end of every one of my videos, buy when it's boring. At least that's what I do. What you do is up to you. But if you want to have the kind of returns that I've had, that's what you do. Is you find strong fundamental projects and then you buy them when they're boring because crypto has a very small attention span. And it focuses on one thing and then it focuses on another and then it focuses on another. And you want to buy when it's boring because that's where all the gains are. And then sell it when it's hot. Well, what's hot right now? VV comics, VV collectibles. They have the most amazing 3D animated collectibles. They have the Ghostbusters license. They have a ghost trap that you can actually put in augmented reality. You can then put Slimer, the Slimer one, above it if you own that. You can then press the ghost trap and it will then suck Slimer in there and have all the animation and everything and the sounds. It is incredible. So those things are hot. It's pumping. Will it keep pumping? I don't know where it will go to. But we've been buying when it's boring. So right now, am I looking to buy there? No, I'm taking profits. That's why I sold one of the comics that's appreciated a lot. And if it keeps going crazy, I'll sell more off. Because I sell when it's hot. I don't buy when it's hot. and I'm looking at what is boring out there. And I'll be covering in the next couple days. Watch for a video on some of my favorite altcoins that are boring. And so look for that video, and that will tell you what I'm buying while everything is down. Thanks so much. Here's the wrap for all of you that, yeah, love the channel. I do appreciate everything from you guys. If you are looking to level up your crypto game, probably the right place. Might consider subscribing. Doesn't matter to me. Also, you know, I love it if you join it. If not, it's not a good fit. That's fine. We do have a Telegram community that you can tune in below. That's fantastic. That link is down below if you hit see more. And we got about 2,000 people in there. Really smart people. We do have no tolerance for people that go in and create a bunch of drama. So don't create drama. Otherwise, you'll get kicked. That said, here's our wrap for all of
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you're good. Was taught to buy when it was boring like a Rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I'll always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and a feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but when knowledge to gain show. Sticking at this wrong, cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing, and when it's slow will be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. In 2 years time the bull will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough. And that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.